ready to go. So I'm going to add photo 3 here, and I'm going to add photo 4 here. Isn't that so cute? Now, because you see we have 2 extra blocks, you can either turn those off completely, add more photos, but what I'm going to do is bring in more of this blue here just as an accent color. So open that once again. I'm going to click on this layer so that I can add it exactly where I need it to be. Drag. Now scroll down to layer 3. Hold down your control key, click on this area, come back up to your paper layer, hit a selector, and layer via copy. Now we're going to do the same thing. Make sure that you are getting the next photo layer. And here we have it, photo 4. Control key, click, and come up here to your paper layer. Right click, layer via copy. Now you're done with your paper layer, so you can just go ahead and delete it. I'm going to merge these 2 layers so that they're one. Merge down. And because I'd like it to mimic this a little bit more, I'm going to duplicate the layer. And I'm going to choose multiply just to darken it up a bit. And there, I think that's good. Let me see what it would look like with overlay. No, too light. Color burn. Maybe that's a little bit better. And I'm going to merge that down. Okay. Going to drag this down and close out our original paper so that we have it for another layout another time. Now, to bring some depth to our layer backgrounds, we're going to add some drop shadow. Scroll down to your scalloped edge layer and double click, open up your layer style palette, and add a drop shadow to your liking, of course. I'm going to give mine just a little more depth and increase the softness a little. Maybe even change the color so that it matches a bit. There, that's good. Okay, now to save myself a lot of time, effort, and energy, I'm going to right click, copy this layer style, and then I'm going to paste it onto all of my accent strips. So I'm going to start with the torn edge strip here and go all the way down to the last strip and hold down my shift key, and that selects all the layers, and I'm going to right click and paste the layer style onto each one of those. And now you can see that I've added a shadow on all of the different strips, giving them some depth. For strip layer 10, I actually want to add a little more dimension on this side as well, so that it's a little more separate from the background layer 12. Okay, so to preserve the shadow that I have, I'm going to duplicate this layer, double click on your effects, and I'm going to change the direction of the drop shadow. You want to turn off use global light, otherwise when you turn this, all the shadows that you've already created are going to turn as well. So turn that off and change the angle, and now you've got more dimension on the side as well. Click OK, and you can copy this layer style because I'm going to do the exact same thing for this layer 12. Duplicate it, and since you've already done the work, you simply paste the layer style and it'll create the same one that you've already got. Now this is adorable. It's coming along really well, but what we may want to do is add maybe a few accents. We're going to turn off, well, delete all these background photos. Actually, you know what? We're going to save them. And we're going to merge them. And as you can see, you've now got one layer. You can't even see this layer, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, turn on my layer style, and add a stroke. And this is going to basically add maybe a border to all of the photos. I'm going to change the color so that it accents a little better. There, I think the blue looks nice. You can change the stroke size to something that looks exactly how you want it. Or you could skip that step and simply delete these and add no border whatsoever. It's up to you. Now, you've got the basis of your layout complete. You can save this exactly as it is, and you've got a wonderful layout. Or you can, of course, move on to the next step, which is adding the elements. Elements are, of course, the very absolute fun part of adding I think making a digital layout. They're so much fun to use, and they add so much creativity to your page. I'm going to go ahead with a branch. How much embellishing you want to do is up to you. You can add as much or as little as you want. It's your layout. I like that there. So I'm going to keep it. I'm going to cut off this unnecessary portion. Actually, I'm going to save that, and I'm going to rotate it. So that it goes up our page as well. This is really coming together. You want to add a little drop shadow to that. I think drop shadows are so important. I think they're probably my favorite accent to use on any layout because it adds so much instant dimension to your pages. I'm going to copy that and paste it. Bring in this little floral element here. Close out your original. Now we're going to use our Show Transform Control tool to size this down a bit. Holding down your Shift key, you just want to grab a corner angle and scale it down. When you've got it to the size you want, you just go ahead and hit Apply or Enter on your keyboard. And we're bringing it up a layer so that we can hide. As you can see here, you've got some stark edges, and we're going to bring that up a bit so we can hide those and put a drop shadow on that. Very cute. I'm going to bring in the distance a little bit so it's not so pronounced there. And we're going to bring in a little butterfly. I love butterflies. I think they could work on any single layout at all. And once again, show transform control and scale it down. You can also use that to rotate or skew. Bring it up. Add your layer style, which is in this case a drop shadow. And I'm going to add another butterfly. Duplicate that layer. Flip this horizontally just to change the direction a bit. And last but not least, we're going to add some flowers. Oopsie, didn't mean to do that. We're going to scale this down a bit. Going to drag it beneath our butterflies. And our layout is complete. You can play around with this element and see if you want to move it about a bit. I'm going to leave it up at this position, and it's absolutely adorable. As you remembered, we did have space for some journaling here and a title, and I'm going to, in this case, use some word art for our title. Gonna scale that down a bit. Apply. And here where our journaling is, I'm gonna go ahead and change that. Now, of course, you can use this same font, or you can experiment and change it to something that you like. Oops, I forgot my L. And there you have it. You've created a layout, and you've done it with very minimal effort and very maximum ease. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.